What's up, YouTube? My name is Uncle Smokey, and this is Uncle Smokey Stock Trades. And before I start this video, I would like to say, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So please take what I say with a grain of salt, and do your own DD. Today we're going to talk about ticker symbol MMAT, Metamaterials Inc. We're not going to do a whole lot with the TA today. In fact, we're going to do very little. We're going to talk about some of the very basics, and then we're going to move on. Main reason being, I'm pissed off. Absolute manipulation today, guys. There is no reason for our stock to have done what it did today. None. Zero. Zip. Zilch. This was total 100% manipulation to the nth degree. No doubt about it, none whatsoever. You had major short ladder attacks coming out of the frickin' gate. I mean, they did it from the get-go. Small, minor, itty-bitty bump during the day. That was a flash coverage or a flash blast, right? And then just straight downward pressure all freaking day until we hit 373, minor blip back up. And I'm telling you now, that right there was just a lot of the borrowed shares being returned in, maybe some potential buyers stepping in. We did have one major inside buyer come in today, 18,300 and some odd shares, and that was awesome. And we're gonna get to that here in just a few minutes. But before we even get there, I'm so frustrated, so flustered with the entire situation. And believe me, it was not just this stock. Many stocks, many meme stocks, and that is the problem. So we are a meme stock. I don't care whether you like it or you don't like it. We are. It is what it is. Anytime you've got a stock that is being covered by multiple YouTubers on a very daily basis and covering the fact that it is being manipulated by hedge funds, it's a meme stock, guys. And we are. Get over it. No big deal. In all honesty, it's probably a good thing because it's bringing awareness to the overall company and the stock. Plus, it's bringing awareness to the manipulation that is happening in the overall market. It's not just AMC. It's not just GME. It's not just Clover. It's not just any of those stocks. There are a very large number of stocks that have been drugged down like this, but there's a small number that are being covered by YouTubers. And honestly, the YouTuber movement in the stock market has been great for the entire overall movement because we're able to shine light on this. And that's what I'm going to do. So, like I said, major short attacks, and I'm done talking about this. It was stupid. It was ridiculous. Let's go ahead and move right into the internet. We're going to get to you in a minute, J-Bridge. So here's where I want to talk about the manipulation. So on Friday, George put out a tweet stating that he had bought a whole bunch more shares. Yeah, he had to sell off 500,000 shares to purchase 1.5 million shares. So the 500,000 shares was irrelevant. But that was to pay the tax man anyway. It had to be done. Here's what the big problem is. Look at our sector. It is completely freaking green. Everything in it is green. Everything, with the exception of this one, Fidelity National Information Services, and a couple down here in information tech, okay? But everybody else is green. And there was no reason for us not to be green. We supply amazing tech, all right? Also, take a look at Ortex. Oh, hang on, before we do that, let's go over to the home screen. Look at the indices. Every single one of them was up. Most of this whole entire day was great for tech and for stay-at-home plays, and that is absolutely what we fall into. Let's look at Ortex. Ortex is showing a return of 1.5 million shares, right? Okay, which is 3.5% of the short interest. If you go down here, none of the days on loan have been covered as far as average numbers of days on loan. I understand this is still a couple days behind, but it's increasing. The shorts are increasing. They're holding their positions longer. Also, your shares on loan, that seems to be getting larger again as well. Now, it has made minor blips down and minor blips up, and that's going to happen on a day-to-day trading action, but you're seeing some growth. And that shows that the short positions keep piling in. Here's the next part. Let's scroll right on down here. We're going to ignore all the rest of this right now. Look at that short volume ratio. Almost 70 freaking percent overall on just the dark pools. Dark pools alone, 70% short today. That is absolutely insane. And I'm absolutely positive that by the time all of this stuff updates, let's hit refresh. Let's find out. Oh my God, it already updated. 71 freaking percent of the volume today was short. Unheard of. That's ridiculous. That is market manipulation. There's no reason for that. The stock hasn't changed. The company hasn't changed. The fundamentals haven't changed. We had good earnings. Our earnings were good. We had some stupid news. I mean, so what? There was a little tiny itty bitty subpoena, which we don't even know what it was. It could have just been simple information gathering. But it was no big deal. And that washed itself away in no time. Overall, the company has more patents than it had before. They're constantly evolving. They've just come off of a great freaking, convention, the AWE convention. We're going to CES. We've started our roll-to-roll production facility. We're gaining more ground. We've gotten a new building lease. We've got a new trademark, which, by the way, that trademark was posted to the new building lease, that 85 Sampson Drive, I believe. So it was filed to that address, just, to be on the heads up. So yeah, the few things that I've already gone through today just shows the absolute control that the hedge funds and market makers have over the price action on stocks that are being looked at as potential short squeezes or dividend payouts. When the dividend gets released, these shorts are going to have to cover. And what they are trying to do is they're trying to shake people out. They're trying to drag the price down to scare you out of everything. They've already opened up a whole nother level of trading on the OTC that nobody freaking seen coming. I mean, in all of my time of being a trader, I've never seen that happen. Them take a preferred share to dividend share and start trading it on the OTC market. I've never seen that. Never, ever, ever. I'm sure it's happened. I don't know, but I've never seen it. And I've talked to other traders that have never seen that as well. Also, you got to look at all the tweets that have been going out there. There have been some crazy bearish tweets going on from people we've never seen before. Brand new accounts. Accounts that only have a couple of months old. And the only tweets that they do put out are bear tweets. Basically knocking the company, knocking the CEO, telling the investors, why are you so stupid? Follow me over to this one. We can make money together. Things like that. And by the way, I'm going to put a link to an article, this article right here, How to Spot Fake Comments on Stock Boards, in the description of my video. This was written by David Stone on March 4th. It's actually a relatively new article, and it's very, very relevant to what we're seeing going on with the stock today. So go ahead and read through this at your leisure. It is a great, great, great read. And it explains some of the tactics that hedge funds are doing to manipulate the stock in other ways, not just by dragging the price down, but by screwing with the retail investors' heads too. So definitely take a look at this. It's a must read, absolute must read. Let's see here. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah. Let's get back to this one. So, like I'd said, I've been trying to record this video over and over and over again, and I keep getting disrupted. And I don't want anybody to think that it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. People are trying to help me out with my DD, and I always appreciate that. So, Jaybridge did find this juicy little piece of tidbit of information about Dr. Waldron's options that he could have exercised. So, let's just bring this picture up. On December 17, 2020, Meta entered into an executive employment agreement with Jonathan Waldron. The Waldron Employment Agreement is what it was titled, pursuant to which Meta agreed to employ Mr. Waldron as the CTO of Meta, effective as of December 14th, 2020, for an indefinite term in consideration of an annual base salary of $150,000, which will be increased by $100,000 to $250,000 on March 1st, which was not too terribly long ago. Congratulations for that big jump in pay. In connection with the arrangement, the company assumed the Waldron Employment Agreement. Mr. Waldron is eligible to receive a quarterly bonus of up to $50,000 based on his achievement of a balanced scorecard. In the sole direct discretion of the company or the company's board of directors, Mr. Waldron shall also be eligible to receive a quarterly bonus of fully vested options totaling up to 0.25% of the company's then outstanding common shares over 8 consecutive quarters at an exercise price equal to the market price of a share of company common stock at the date of grant. In addition, Meta granted Mr. Waldron an option to acquire 1.1 million shares of common stock of Meta, vesting evenly over 3 years in connection with the execution of the Waldron employment agreement. So you've got roughly 1.1 to 1.25 million shares of stock that Mr. Waldron, Dr. Waldron, could potentially gain in his Form 4. Now, that does not mean that he is absolutely going to have that many shares. He could have more. He could have less. He doesn't have to exercise all of his options. I don't know what his expiry date is. But he could also buy more of just the underlying stock, the actual security itself, upon his purchase. So, let's go ahead and move on past that while we're talking about it. And let's move over to insider trading. Let's go straight to it. All right, so we did have a buy today from an insider, Carsbo Steen. So I believe it's Steen Carsbo. I did post on Twitter earlier. I was actually at work closing my store down when this popped up. I'm like, oh, really quick, I got to get this out. I posted it backwards. I did say Carsbo Steen because that's how it popped up when I got my Fintel email. So he did increase. He actually gained a position. I don't think he had anything beforehand. I don't know for sure. But he's got 18,317 shares today, reported at $3.73. That's what he bought it at. Also, keep in mind that we are still waiting on the share report from Dr. Waldron, as we said just a couple of minutes ago. Okay, let's move on. I want to talk about the other things here in Fintel. Institutional ownership. Move down here. Big news. So, Vanguard Extended Market Index Fund, they increased their position exponentially today, like 250%. And they increased it from what was 880,000 shares, all the way up to an amazing 3,162,000 shares. So, they are extremely bullish on this stock. Yes, they are, guys. So Vanguard's actually a really good fund. I'm very glad to see that they're increasing their position in our stock. I've seen a lot of companies, big companies, are held by Vanguard. They hold a lot of the major Fortune 500 companies, and I'm glad that they're holding us too. Move on over to here again. Otherwise, we've had quite a few. Sorry, stumbling over my tongue here. We've had quite a few of new investors, not so much new, but increased positions. Yeah, they're not new, they're increased positions. And the great thing is we have no new sellers. We haven't had a seller since Blackstone on the 22nd. That should solve a problem. All right, so we haven't had any major sellers since Blackstone on the 22nd. No, it didn't solve the problem. Dang it. All right. So other than that, I've said so enough. So. Other than that, there's not much else I really want to talk about, guys. We know that there's a lot of market manipulation happening, and again, it's not just in our stock. So when you're really thinking that we're being beat down and we're all alone and why is this happening, look around you. There are so many other stocks out there that are being absolutely obliterated by these shorts, by the hedge funds and the market makers, and it's a shame. An absolute shame that the SEC has not stepped in and put a screeching halt to the vast manipulation that is happening across the overall market. Again, I want you guys to go in and read that article. I am going to put a description I'm a link in the description below. And just enjoy it. It's really good. It's really deep. It talks about some of the things that the hedge funds are doing to create this confusion, to where you don't know whether you should be convicted in the stock or not. Which brings me to the title of the video. Know what you hold, guys. We hold an absolute unicorn. If you're not convicted in this stock and you don't know if this is really right for you, then I don't know what to tell you. You're going to see ups and downs. The stock market is loaded with them. It absolutely is. The one thing you also need to keep in mind, the CEO does not have control over the stock price. Not at all. Not one bit. He can buy the shares all he wants. He can talk the company up all he wants. As a matter of fact, the company can release PR all they want. They do not control the price of the underlying security. The only thing they control is the business within their company. And with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. Like, subscribe, and make sure you're commenting for the algorithms below. And get this video out to all the people that you know enjoy Meta. This might help them understand what's going on a little bit and help them ease their minds knowing that Meta's not the only one that's being beat up. Yeah. Peace, guys.